actually made notes, and we've talked about a lot of the notes that I made for like what I would really want parents to know.
Mm-hmm.
I think what you just said is really hits the nail on the head. It really does take a village.
Yeah.
You really do, as uncomfortable as it is, have to be somewhat vulnerable, and ask for help when you need help. Ask questions when you're in IEPs. Don't be afraid to be, that parent, as long as you're doing it nicely. We as teachers want to share our knowledge with you. I mean, that's people who become teachers are driven to share knowledge, right? That's why we're there. So ask as many questions as you want. Feel free to take up all the time. We may have to limit how much time we can spend with you at a time, and certainly not during the school day, but ask as many questions as you have. And if the teacher can't answer, then whoever's next up on the chain can. So be willing to open yourself up to that. The parent that made the district change that you and I shared, she was exactly that kind of parent. She asked millions of questions, and she made sure she understood the answers before she would, leave the room. And I have a lot of respect for folks who have that kind of focus and that willingness to put their kids' needs first above what we've all been taught about being polite and respectful and not asking too many questions. Like a lot of us, defer. Like, I'm not going to ask. I already asked 3 questions. I don't want to ask any more questions. I don't want to be that parent. So sometimes you have to overcome your own discomfort in order to be a good advocate for your kid. And that's hard. We're taught to be polite. We're taught to be respectful. So if you don't understand what's happening, don't give up until you understand.
Yeah.
Keep asking the questions. Keep asking for help. Ask your school who can help you with your home situation. Very often we know. We know sometimes who the good agencies are out there in terms of like in-home therapy, that kind of thing. We do overlap with them sometimes. And so we know from other parents who's good and who's not. We know who the dentist is that will work with a kid with autism, or who the barber is that will work with a kid with autism, because we hear that from other parents. So don't be afraid to ask, even if it seems like something that we might not know. And don't be afraid to ask for goals that are going to be meaningful to you in your home life, just because it's school. Fine line between us and home anymore when we're talking about these kinds of kids.